Gab, everybody. Gregory Lalor donated for me to talk about the Kiss home video, Kiss Animalized Live. Oh man, watching this again. It's just ridiculous. But I got some good things to say about it, alright? We start with the first song, Detroit Rock City, which is played too fast. And I don't care. A lot of people complain, oh, they played the song too fast. I dig it. As good as the original, nothing can beat Peter, Ace, Gene, and Paul. No lineup. I'm sorry. Excuse me. But I like it. I don't mind it. Then we got the first Paul cringe. He says, this place looks like a damn zoo. Not only is this gonna be on the radio, the way he he sounds, like he's just trying so hard. Not only gonna be on the radio, but it's also gonna be an MTV concert. Woo! Horrible. And then it goes into Cold Gin. And it's funny how, every time Paul introduces a song, it's like, it's only one drink that's going to do it to you. How many times do you think Paul has drinking Cold Gin? That's in the Ace song, Gene sings it and that guy don't drink at all. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, played a little fast, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Musically, this is some good shit. When Paul ain't talking, I ain't complaining. Even though, come on. Gene's wig is a little distracting, I'll admit. And the clothing, even Eric Carr with the tight leopard thing. Woo! Alright. Next. Creatures of the Night. Paul gets all edgy and shit. He gets all edgy by dropping the F-bomb. Some people at the daytime is the right time, or nighttime is the right time, and I know some of you like to get fucked up. Unlike Gene and Paul, who don't get fucked up. But they know. Those two know they're playing to a bunch of alcoholic druggies. So they say stuff like that to get a reaction. He should say, hey, you all get fucked up. Me and Gene don't. We don't get fucked up. But you all do. Assholes. That's what he's thinking. Yeah, Creature of the Night. It's played fast too, and I like it. I'm not complaining. Alright, next. Paul does that same hotel rap. He did. I saw this tour twice, 2 nights in a row. And both nights, he said, I was in the hotel today, and he said the same exact story on the second night. It's like, whoa, what is this, Groundhog's Day? Every day is the same. And this girl comes up to me and say, I'm looking for Gene. And she was holding a baby. And Gene's like, it's part of the act. All vaudeville. No, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And then Paul goes, and then Gene said, he tells the girl, he's never seen you a day in his life. In other words, I'm an asshole. But let me tell you something, people. That baby had the longest fucking time I ever saw in my life. And Gene is like, hey, hell yeah. I impregnated some chick and left town, and now she's raising the baby on welfare, not me. Yeah! Glory! Woo! Alright. And that goes into Fits Like a Glove. This one's a little sloppy. And why does Gene never say butter? When he goes, like a hot knife, and he expects the fucking crowd to sing this deep track? Are you kidding me? That never happened. And I saw Kiss perform Fits Like a Glove from Lick It Up all the way to Hot in the Shade. Every tour. He never said butter, and the fucking crowd never screamed back butter. And on this Detroit show, the crowd doesn't scream back butter. Why doesn't he say butter? All right, next. Heaven's on Fire. Played fast, and it kicks ass. And I noticed this one doesn't have an intro. Paul doesn't. Yeah, they must have cut that part out. That part must have been so bad that Paul said, "All right, cut that part out," because he just does the wah, wah, wah. All right, yeah, Heaven's on Fire. It's all right. Thrills in the Night. Yeah. Paul intros this one. At night at day she's a good girl. At night she's bad. She's bad. This is a little number, and every song is little. This is a little number called Thrills in the Night. I hate the song. I hate the live version. Sucks. All right, next. Paul's guitar solo. What can I say that hasn't been said a billion times, whoever's seen this fucking crap? The way Paul does that shit, and he did it for tours to come. You know, that latest soundboard, that's Asylum. The next tour, he does the same damn solo. What's Paul doing? He's like, hey, everybody, look how bad I suck. Swear, man, I can't play that good, but I can get close, and I suck. All right. By the way, Paul, World Without Heroes is one of the greatest guitar solos ever. He does great solos, but not here. He does great solos on songs. All right, next, Under the Gun. It rocks, but I gotta say, Bruce Kulick is ripping on it. But I liked Mark St. John's playing better on that studio version. But that's the only complaint I got on it. Bruce is fine. It's a good live version. All right, next, War Machine. Oh, I'm not a fan of this version. This version just doesn't have bite at all. Then the drum solo. Now, the drum solo is great. Eric Carr is awesome. I don't praise drum solos much at concerts. They're kind of like go outside, take a piss, type part of a show. But Eric Carr was always amazing. And here he's amazing. He is amazing. Got no complaints about the drum solo. All right, next, Young and Wasted. Yep, I'll say something nobody says. I hate Eric Carr singing this song. Sorry, not sorry. The way Gene just screams his ass off on that studio version is what makes it like my favorite Kiss song. Well, music as well. Gene's voice on that song cannot be better, but a lot of people, I see a lot of people, oh man, I love how Eric does Young and Wasted. Awesome. Keep liking it. You win, I lose. I don't get to like it. All right, next, bass solo. All right, here, he's doing okay. He's doing a little, it's not, just, the spitting blood and hitting the same note. Here, he's noodling around. Not bad. I will admit, it's still, throughout the whole concert. That wig is very distracting. I gotta say, it's Gene's best wig, I think. All the other wigs, they were just bizarre looking. This one is bizarre looking, but it looks as fake as all the other ones. And yeah, I remember at the time, Gene did that movie Runaway where he had short hair. And then like during the Asylum, some guy was interviewing him. His hair already grew out. And he says in the interview, this is actually my hair. I keep reading things of people saying I wear wigs. Woo! All right, I Love It Loud, killer live version. No complaints about that one. It rips. I Still Love You, lame. I love the studio version. I hate the live version. All right, now here's the Paul cringy rap about the nurse. He's always at the hospital, this guy. And at one point he makes out with himself, walking around with that tough wannabe man voice. Oh my God. How much more? He got cringier, actually. That Asylum soundboard may be even cringier than this, and that's hard to beat. Wow. Fucking horrible. Horrible. It's just him so desperately trying to be David Lee Roth. And horrible at it. David had this persona. He didn't have to use so many words to get the shit out. And Paul does paragraphs before, the crowd goes, yeah, Paul, fuck that nurse. Woo, kissed hards. I remember, man. I remember back in the 80s, in the show, watching Paul do these cringy things. And I'd be with my friend Nick. Nick went to every, well, no, he didn't go to Lick It Up with me. But every other one, he went with me. Man, we'd be like, fucking idiot. We'd be laughing at him and shit. Where everybody else around us was kissed twice. They were like, yeah, Paul! Paul is gonna get some, man. I wish I could. Alright, yeah. Then they go into Love Gun, because, the rap is about his penis. And it's fast and it's cool. I don't mind it. Alright. And let me tell you something. Paul, when people say Paul's the greatest frontman, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that if you're talking about Paul being away from the microphone and just rocking out on stage. I think he's awesome doing that. But man, the raps he does on stage, I gotta tell you, man, honestly, I can't think of a cringier frontman. I think Paul Stanley is the absolute worst. And okay, later on, it was horrible later on as well. Later on, he turned into a preacher in the Church of Rock and Roll. In the 70s, it was cringy, but it was tolerable. Now, 80s was the peak of the cringe, but it was still cringe toward the end. People! Alright, where are we? Oh yeah, okay, Lick It Up. Paul says in the beginning of Lick It Up, this little song, see how much stuff you can stuff in your mouth. Yeah, Paul! Stuff in the mouth. You're talking about girls, I bet. And you're going to get your penis in a girl's mouth. Man, you should tell me later how it was. Alright. Yeah, Lick It Up. I hate the studio version. And I hate the live version. They change it up a bit with riffs. I still don't like it. It sucks. Actually, I just like the live version even more. Alright, next. Black Diamond. Alright, here. Eric Carr is amazing. I love Eric Carr's voice on this. I love his voice on Little Caesar. I don't like it on what do you call on this song? What was it? Young and Wasted. Here it's great. I love it. And when I saw the Animalized tour, it was at the Sunrise Musical Theater, which, is kind of a smaller venue, and it was 2 nights, and they didn't have that thing come down like they do on the video where Gene, Paul, and Bruce are on it, and it comes down, the light thing. I didn't get to see that. But it's a good live version. I have no complaints. Alright, then it ends with Rock and Roll All Night. Lame. And it's not lame because it's too fast. Even though it is too fast, I just feel like, let's get the fuck out of here and do this damn song. I just got the feeling of it. Or my feeling was more like, oh man, let's get the fuck out of here and finish this song already. Because I've had enough. But great performances. I'm not bashing the performances. A lot of people online would bash the performances if they hated the spoken shit Paul says. If they hate Paul's cringy vocals, most of them will say, yeah, the show sucked too. Show didn't suck. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Even though it's played too fast, a lot of people don't like that. I don't mind it. But I'll tell you this too. There's another thing. That concert was not released on the Kissologies. And it made me think, yeah, Paul must be ashamed of this shit, right? And then these live, that Creatures have a cringy ass thing, and the Asylum's even more cringier. I don't think Paul has a say in what gets released now with the soundboard shit. I don't think so. Because he wouldn't allow that shit. I know I wouldn't. But anyway, thank you so much, Gregory. I hope you enjoyed my review of Kiss Animalized Live. And that goes for everybody out there. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and Schmack 'em a gob.